This video is going to be a film of the process to refinish the large hinged lid. The steps will be sand, clean, varnish. Repeat until there are 3 coats of varnish. So that's what it's going to be: sand, clean, varnish, sand, clean, varnish, sand, clean, varnish. Doing the process 3 times is a great way to learn. It is a great way to learn. This is what I have learned after applying 2 coats of VARATHANE. Each project is unique. For this project, cleaning with a damp cloth was sufficient to remove the sanding dust, the sawdust from the tabletop. Yes, it was good to use the vacuum cleaner and hair dryer for the experience, but those tools weren't really needed for this project, for this job. The smaller tabletop has not been refinished yet. The cabinet tops will be installed, both the finished one, the larger finished one, refinished, and the smaller unrefinished one, and we'll be able to see the difference between finished and the unfinished. I expect the contrast will be visible, significant. So in a nutshell, knowing what I know from my experience, when I do future refinishing on these tabletops and just use a damp cloth or a tap cloth and clean it right at source. Obviously there is some dust, sawdust, that is going to end up on the floor. That is cleaned as a matter of general shop cleaning processes. So there you have it. That's my takeaway. Keep it simple. You know, sand, clean, and varnish. 3 times. This beginner level refinishing, and I am a beginner when it comes to refinishing. This is the first refinishing I've ever done. It's just what you see here on this video. These cabinets pass my way, and they are worth using as standalone furniture as well. I've already painted and repurposed 2 sewing machine cabinets already. They support a 2-shelf unit where photography and video equipment is stored. So that's what this video is about. I do have timestamps, chapters, whatever you call it. So you will be able to go directly to the sand, clean, varnish portions if that's what you want to do. There's a lot of other there's a lot of other footage in there to see as well. Thanks for viewing. Please do subscribe. Your help is appreciated. The label says that 4 hours is required for a recoat. I've had this sitting for about 12 hours. What I have is 400 grit sandpaper, and that's the brush that I'm going to use to apply the VARATHANE with. So I'm ready to get going with the 400 grit sandpaper. Then I'm going to have to clean this work area. And lastly, another coat of VARATHANE, and of course everything is done with the grain. And just going to slowly take my time. Wow, that surely is making a difference. And that's 400 grit. That's pretty light. I've never really done this kind of stuff before, so it is a learning adventure, so to speak. So now I'm going to get the little broom I've got a little container of water and a shop cloth. There, that's wet. Here I've got a couple of shop towels. There. So it feels dry, warm to touch. So I've washed it, I've sanded it, I've washed it. And so now what I'm going to do is put another coat of the VARATHANE on with the brush that I have here. And here's the VARATHANE. And of course we don't shake the VARATHANE. And I have a bunch of brushes, you know. Like I do have a choice, really, so to speak. But, and I'm going to need a stir stick, which I can have right there. Because it has to be stirred, not shaken. Because apparently if you shake it, then it'll cause bubbles in the VARATHANE. And there's the lid and the screwdriver are out of here. We'll wipe that off on the brush. We'll get to it. We'll move that over there, like that. And I'm really getting the brush in there. Cool. And we're not going to be shy. We're going to use what we can. Put a lot on. Well, I didn't open the door. It does smell. Forgot to open the door. Oh well. I'll be done this in a minute or two anyway. I think that's good. So I'm going to stop there for now and let that dry. Let that soak in. Let that do its stuff. And that'll be, in my readings, about 3 coats. Okay, here we go. Nice, smooth strokes all the way up, so there's no stops or starts. No stops or starts midway. And now we're going back closer to the camera again. There. Now I have a cloth, or a shop towel actually. Here's my shop towel. Get that nice and damp. And we'll see when we get to the top, we'll see how much dust or whatever is on the working end of that. And that's pretty clean, really. It is clean. So we'll get another coat of VARATHANE on here. The second coat of VARATHANE. So we get this second coat done. It says 4 hours between coatings. I'll probably let it go more than 4 hours, and then another sanding with the 400 grit. Now that feels better because there was, maybe it was raised bits of varnish or whatever, but that feels a lot smoother than what it was before it got sanded. That's always going to be an issue. That's a disaster zone, really. But I'm kidding. There's a little bit of dust there on my hand, you know. So anyway, we'll get some VARATHANE, and we remember that we don't shake the VARATHANE container. We stir, because if we shake, we may end up with bubbles in the finish, in the VARATHANE. So let's get this lid off. Got a new shop towel so that the bottom of the can, if there's any debris on the bottom of the can, which probably is. So, are we still filming? We are still filming. So we're going to get a lot of stuff on the brush. Start down here and go all the way in one fell swoop. Like this. Then we're going to do it again. Like that. Then we're going to fill the brush up again. And I'm going to go like that. All the way up. And then again, flip the brush over, do the other side, get all that good stuff off there. And fill the brush up again. Anyway, here we go, one all the way up with the grain, nice and close to the last sweep. And then turn the brush over, go back again, there. Now get the brush full of VARATHANE again, and repeat with a nice, steady sweep. And then here we'll go like that. It is a great way to learn. This is what I have learned after applying 2 coats of VARATHANE. Each project is unique. For this project, cleaning with a damp cloth was sufficient to remove the sanding dust, the sawdust from the tabletop. Yes, it was good to use the vacuum cleaner and hair dryer for the experience, but those tools weren't really needed for this project, for this job. This clip will be at the beginning and the end of this video. The smaller tabletop has not been refinished yet. The cabinet tops will be installed, both the finished one, the larger finished one, refinished one, and the smaller unrefinished one, and we'll be able to see the difference between finished and the unfinished. I expect the contrast will be visible, significant. So in a nutshell, knowing what I know from my experience, when I do future refinishing on these tabletops, when it comes to cleaning, I will dispense with the vacuuming and the hair dryer and those tools, and just use a damp cloth or a tap cloth and clean it right at source. Well, it's been over 6 hours now, so I'm just going to start by making nice full long strokes. And I've got a moist cloth shop towel. And I'm getting all this. And I've already changed the sandpaper on the sanding block. Got a fresh new piece of 400 grit. And let's see if we get some more off the top of the tabletop. Oh, we got some there. There's some chunky pieces there. Maybe I do need to go around that edge. That's probably maybe where some of it came from. Okay, there's the lid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, give it a bunch of stirs there. Cool. We'll put that down there. There's an opening there, so I got to be careful. Don't want anything to go falling down there. And I'm going to load up the brush right to the base of the hairs, or whatever you call those things. Get it nice and loaded up. Get it started in a nice long stroke. And get some more. And start from there. Cool. And then go back. Like that. Then load it up and go half a brush length. And then all the way back in the same stroke. Then a new one. And all the way back. Load it up. Squeeze it out. Load it up again. Bring it on down. And then up. And down. Another full one. Well, that certainly shows the difference. There's the nice one, freshly varnished, and there's the one that hasn't been done yet. And what a world of difference that makes. I hope this video was useful to you, and I want to remind you, have fun, stay safe, come on back again, and adios amigos.